and it's actually the M3 and M4. So the white one is the M3, and then obviously the red one is the M4. They're both competition spec models, so they have all the the black little black bits there, some carbon fiber down there, the aggressive 19-inch. They're staggered wheels, 19s and 20s, 19s at the front, 20s at the back. You have the massive side skirts there. Huge rear diffuser, looks really cool. Quad exhausts, not the ridiculous weirdly stacked performance ones. These are the normal ones. They look really good. In person, these cars look really good. The entirety of the M4, it's a great looking car. I love the way it looks in profile. Let's tilt it sideways for you. It's a lovely car in profile. It really is. I love these hips right here. It's subtle, but when you see it in person, it really looks good. It's subtle in photos, but in person, it's really, really nice. The M3 also looks really good. You can see the bulges and the fenders there, and up front, you can see them there. Really, really good looking car. I'm still not sold on the nose. Everyone says that they look better in person, and they do, but I still don't think this is the right move for BMW. Here's why they look better in person. It's less truck-like, because as you can see, there's more 3D geometry there. They slope down, they slope back into the car towards the bottom, so it kind of does, round out. It's not so upright, but it's still, honestly, a bit too upright for my taste, and it makes the whole front end look a little too tall. But overall, they do look better in person, and the rest of the car, both of them, the rest of them look so good. Here's what I really want to show you. Oh, not this one, I'm sorry. It was the M4 in the press photos, but it's the M3 here that has this crazy interior. Okay, so it is Yasmarina blue with yellow. It's like a neon yellow green and black, and it's awesome. And these seats are incredible. Look at they're carbon buckets, so they're carbon backed. I'll show you the back here. Carbon backed buckets. They look great. They're incredibly comfortable. I was sitting this before, and I'm a little fella. I'm only like 5'9", about 160 pounds, and they're snug on me. So I'm curious to see how much bigger people fare in these seats. But they look fantastic. It looks really good. I love this color combo. It's so bizarre. Here, I'll get in for you. Oh, it's even difficult for me to get over those big bolsters. It's such a bizarre color combination, but it's one that I really, really, really like. I mean, it's really, really cool in here. I'm a big fan of this. Oh, look, even that one has the big funky grille. Look at that. Even that little the graphic there. But it's a really, really cool interior. It feels very special in here. Even though this is essentially, I mean, you look here, it's a 3 Series. It's a G83 series cabin. But then, you look around and you see this crazy wild blue with the yellow stitching there. And these wonderful seats that feel so good and look so good. And then you look back there, look at all the blue. It's so wild. It's just such a special feeling interior with that. I absolutely love it. Now, just to show you, because these are the optional seats, whether you get the competition or not. I'm going to show you the regular ones. Here, let me get in the driver's seat, actually. These are the regular seats. This M4 only has the regular seats. Now, these seats come standard on every M3 and M4, these ones. Whether it's the base model or the competition, these are the seats you get as standard. Those crazy carbon-backed ones are optional on either model. Now, I want to show you this one for this reason right here, specifically. These paddle shifters. Now, personally, I don't like the feel of carbon fiber. It's just plastic, it's just fancy plastic. I'd prefer these to be metal, like they are in an Alfa Giulia. Having said that, they're so much better and more interesting than the standard paddles you get on literally every single BMW. Like, if you look over there, there's this, sorry about the focus, there's a suite of fantastic M cars and regular cars, like regular BMWs. They all have the same paddle shifters. That's boring. These are much different, and they're better, and they're more interesting, and they make it feel more special to use. They're also longer, as you can see. They go all the way down to there. So they're much bigger than before, so they're easier to grab when you're turning. And they have this little, like, stippled red grip there on the back, so they're easier to use. Then you have the carbon fiber on the steering wheel, and it just makes the steering wheel seem dark and like kind of sporty and aggressive. And you have carbon down here, and these seats here. Now these seats are good. They're very good. They look very good. They're comfortable. They're very cool, and they're much easier to use and live with. But it's the other ones you want. It's the other seats that you want. Oh look, a red M4. Otherwise, this is a very nice cabin. I like it a lot. The 4 Series doesn't really feel any more special than the 3 Series on the inside, but that's okay. It's really the same thing, but that's really honestly fine. I do love these paddles though, and I wish these were standard on all M cars. These are much better than the standard BMW paddles, and they just make driving it kind of just seem, well, I haven't driven this car yet, but they make being in here seem a little bit more special. So that is basically the exterior and interior of the M3 and M4 in a nutshell. I think these cars look surprisingly good in person. I'm still not a huge fan of the grille, but everything else looks really, really good, I think. I even love the headlights. I think they look fantastic. The M4 specifically, I think, is a beautiful car. I mean, you just move down, you see all these lines. They're subtle. The creases are subtle, but in person, you can really notice them. And especially that rear haunches right there. Look at that. It just swells out so beautifully. Really, really, really nice looking car. Really cool. I like the M3 a lot too, and I love that interior. I think that the boss version of this, the best version of the M3 and M4 is going to be the M3 and its standard spec, so you can get the manual and rear wheel drive with the competition seats in that color. You do that and you're going to have a killer car. Sure, it's going to have a funky nose, but realistically, who cares when the rest of it is so damn cool? I think that is the winning combo there. So that's the M3 and the M4 style-wise in a nutshell.